Early in the morning.
What's going on, the people? It's your boy Cam Topical Juice, and we are back with a video all about D Block Europe. Now guys, D Block Europe are one of my favourite artists of all time, not even just in the UK. I've been a big DB bang out for years, and I'm not even a new player. I'm talking about when Young Az was rapping from way back, you understand? I've been a really big fan. It's always nice to see someone from the ends make it and blow up as big as they have, especially from Blueborough, yeah? You know what I'm saying? I ain't no Crip. But you know, I'm rocking the blue today. When I was born in Guy's Hospital, I was living in New Cross at the time, Water Lane. I spent a lot of my early years with my godmother in Deptford. I've got fond memories of the place, Lewisham. You know what I'm saying? It's where the heart is. So it's always nice to see people from the ends, from south of the Thames, blowing up to be as successful as they have. I've met them a couple times, well, I've seen them a couple times. I think I've seen them in concert 3 times. I've seen them in Wireless the first time. I think I saw them in Marbs the second time, and then I went to the O2 when they packed out the O2 last year or the year before. Marbs was a funny story actually. Young Az goes, yo, I think it was in Tibu, yeah, Tibu, the club. He goes, yo, who's from North? Who's from East? Who's from South London? I said, yo, a man just extended his arm, quick nudge thing, you feel me? So big up Az, big up LB. So yeah, this video is all about how they took over the UK music scene. They've had a real long journey, and I'm gonna take you through the history and tell you how they took over the entire scene. They really do have the streets, and now they've got the charts as well. They're one of the biggest artists to come out of the UK. This is all about how they took over the music scene. So guys, if you ain't checked out my other music kind of related videos, especially around Central C and the drill scene, please check them out. I'll leave them in the description below. Now I did do a lot of research into this video, and a lot of the stuff I did know already, but also I want to shout out Ride Music, because he definitely filled in some gaps of knowledge that I didn't have. So shout out Ride Music, check him out as well. So listen guys, let's get straight into this video. It might be a long one, could be 20+ minutes, who knows. But sit back, relax, grab a little hot chocolate, a spliff, whatever you do, whatever you're doing right now. Sit back, relax, and get into this video, man. Like the video for me, hit the bell to be notified for me. Please press that subscribe button for me. It's road to 50k right now. You know the vibes. We hit 40k yesterday. Alhamdulillah, you get me? I'm very grateful. Yeah man, merchandise, of course, in the description below. You know the vibes. So, for the video purposes, I'm going to be focusing on Young Az and LB. Lil Pino is also part of D Block Europe, but a couple brushes with the law, maybe not that consistent with music. He hasn't really taken off to the heights as the others have. So I'm mainly going to focus on LB and Young Az, specifically Young Az at the start, because the come up didn't even involve LB musically. He was always on the scene, they're best friends, they're brothers, but he was always behind the scenes before he then jumped on the music thing as well. Now first things first, if you lot know anything about Young Az, he's been rapping from at least 7 years old. He might have been rapping from even before that, but from what we know, he was rapping from 7 years old. Like a lot of people in the hood, like a lot of people in the ends, they're selling bits and bobs to their friends or to their parents, to their friends' parents and things like that. And he was no different. He was in the tea house and making money the way a lot of people know how to, you understand? So even from a young age, he was on the roads, he was in the streets, which has obviously shaped a lot of his content in his music, and is what gives him that authenticity that we know and love. He then started taking music a little bit more serious at around the age of 13. He started dropping some songs on MySpace and started generating a buzz there. But it was actually 2 years later in 2010, when he was 15 years old, where he would start getting the attention of real music managers. Now he actually got the attention of someone called Richard Castillo, who was the manager of N-Dubz, I think, at the time, and he used to work for Universal, who discovered Az's potential first. After discovering Young Az from Dope As It Gets in 2010, he wanted to sign Az, and he did sign Az to a 5-album deal. Now that's already incredibly impressive. Who else in the UK music scene do you know at age 15 was already getting record deals, 5-album record deals? You understand? For people from Universal, people who had already discovered N-Dubz, that's already a massive achievement in itself. Now obviously Young Az is incredibly young. At 15 years old, he's obviously going to be immature, his head's going to be in the streets. He ended up having a big argument with his manager, and I think they ended up parting ways basically. And you can imagine what Young Az was doing at that time, spending his advance money on, I think he said he spent it on bikes and pipes, bro, you understand? So that's the young street mentality, you get it? So after the falling out with Richard Castillo, enter LB's brother. Now I know people who know people, and people have told me over the years that even though obviously Young Az is the face of the D Block Europe, LB and LB's brother were the ones that were knee deep kind of in the streets. Now obviously Young Az was in the streets as well, of course, he was catching cases, doing the mad thing, but I think LB and LB's brother were really doing their thing on the roads, innit? You know what I'm saying? So LB's brother is very, very well connected. So off the back of that, and being close to Young Az anyway, from his younger brother being close with him, he then decides to manage Young Az. And I believe that LB's brother is still their manager to this day. And I love that. I love the fact that they're keeping it in-house. LB's brother is the one who had links to the one and only Jadakiss. Initially, their goal was to get Jadakiss on a feature of a song. Jadakiss was so impressed with Young Ad's talent, he said, yo, I need to fly you out to America right now. But unfortunately, at the time, while this is going on behind the scenes, Young Az caught a young case in it. He caught a little knife and food charge, I believe, at the age of 16. So he was on tag. So while business is being worked out in the background and Jadakiss wants to fly ads out, he couldn't go at the moment because he was on tag. So he basically explained, listen, as soon as I'm off tag, let's go.
Curfew, ankle monitor. He's like, word? You trapping? I'm like, yeah. Like, stay out of the long reach of the federal law.
Now you sounded so much like him.
I can't lie, yeah, that Jadakiss impression killed me, bro. Absolutely killed me. As soon as he's off tag, he gets flown out to America and they do the mad thing and they link up. Now guys, this is actually the birth of the name D Block Europe. A lot of people don't actually know the history of the name. In 2002, after Jadakiss's lot left Bad Boy Records, he actually was the one that founded D Block. He actually founded his own record label, D Block. It's an American thing. You understand? So when Young Adz flew out to America and met Jadakiss, it was Jadakiss's idea essentially to branch out and do like a European version. You understand? So that's actually where D Block Europe comes from. It's kind of mad that Jadakiss, who's probably not even relevant in terms of UK, I mean, who really talks about Jadakiss now? It's mad that back then he was the one that essentially brought DBE's name to life. You understand? Without Jadakiss and that, we wouldn't have a DBE. They'd be called something else. So I love the fact that Young Az and LB actually continue to fly that flag up until this day. It's amazing that they have that branding and I'm assuming they're still close with Jadakiss. I actually went on Young Az's Instagram today and they follow each other still. So I'm happy, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy they still follow each other. I'm happy they still got good relations, you get me? And I really hope that they can actually link up at some point. Jadakiss had promised that he could help them blow in America, but unfortunately, once again, Young Adam, yeah, my guy Ads, he couldn't stay out of trouble. And that's where he eventually caught a couple cases, ended up having to go on the run for a bit, and he couldn't fly to America after that, you understand? So that kind of really nullified any momentum that he had in America or would have had with Jadakiss. But the good thing is, due to their good relations, due to their positive relationship, he said, keep the name, you understand? And that's where we start seeing the change of the sound. After they realized that they couldn't go to America and take over there, they said, listen, this is Project UK. How do we take over the UK scene? So this is the beginning of the new sound where Young Az changed from the rap sound to the more wave sound that we know today. Now guys, D Block Europe are one of the founders, if not the originators of the UK wave sound. They're definitely the ones that popularized it. Now I'm not gonna say they were the only ones because I'm a fan of Young Fumes and there's a couple other artists at the time as well who were coming through, but they're the ones that really popularized the sound and made it kind of what it is today. Now everyone and their dad and their nan and whatever wants to make auto-tune kind of trap wave, and they are cold with it as well. They're talking crud, they're talking authentic stuff, they're talking real shit that we can relate to. Everyone understands what that is. We've either all done it or seen it or know friends that are involved in it, you understand? So that's the way it is, and that's what started to really elevate the viewership, especially in the music. Now introduce LB. In 2017 is when they elevated to the first level. We're gonna get to the takeover, but in 2017 they really elevated to the first level. This is when they started dropping some of the original bangers that we know today. So Love of the Money, Heat, Trap House. That's the one that really kind of propelled them into the streets, you understand? The streets is where you get most of your love, yeah? The fact that they had the streets by the chokehold, yeah, before the charts, that's why they have longevity. Trap House to this day, I checked this morning, has 22 million views, bro. That's a madness of an achievement. I ain't even got 22 million views overall on my entire channel, you understand? It's an incredible achievement, large amounts, 20 million views, and then he also dropped the large amounts remix with Abracadabra. Banger, Abra, I'm a big Abra fan. I really wanted to get Abra on my YouTube channel at some point as well. In fact, I want both, I want all of them on my YouTube channel. I want DB on my YouTube channel. They also dropped Favorite Girl that year as well. It's so important, yeah, I need to reiterate this. It's so important, yeah, to understand that they had the streets, guys. It's the reason Lil Durk is as popular as he is today. It's because years before Lil Durk broke into the mainstream, he had the streets, guys. And when you've got the streets, yeah, that's the foundation for longevity. I remember listening to DB in 2017 thinking, everyone's bumping them. It was this shubs, this rave, that car, you can hear DBE. And when you've got the streets, yeah, that's way more important than the charts, me personally. Because a lot of the charts more time are fake and they're pushed by record labels and it's all poppy. It's not every day where real street people can actually break into the charts, and you gotta thank Gigs for that. There ain't no one else before Gigs that did that. You have to really give Gigs his credit, because there wouldn't be no street rappers and all that without him. He really booted down the door for street rappers, you feel me? So it's very important to realise that before they were charting and that, everyone was bumping them anyway, and that was the beginning of the takeover. Now 2018 comes around and they continued the momentum. The great thing about D Block Europe here is they never relax, they never bake off. They make sure that once momentum's going, they carry on like a snowball effect. So in 2018, yeah, that's where we start dropping the bangers like The Shard, yeah? 20 million views that's sat on right now. Guys, I wanna make this point now. The difference between them and 99% of other artists is that they remained independent. Yes, it's true that they might sign publishing deals when it appealed to them. I think that's what they did for The Shard. But the fact is, they remained independent. To this day, I believe they are still independent because they've seen money before. You understand? When you see money in the streets, it means that you're not at the mercy of these record labels. You know, these record labels, they'll throw you a little 50K, 100K, and it's gonna make your mind melt. But unfortunately, a lot of people blow their advance money on bikes and pipes or chains and jewels and things like that with no real investment. They're not gonna hold their monetary value. If you can remain independent on anything you do, you have to do it. Yes, it's a bigger risk, it's your own money, but at the end of the day, bigger risk, more reward. It's the same as gambling. It's the same if you're in the streets. You use your own money, you re-up, you get the profits. It's as simple as that. So the fact that they've got that street mentality, that's also what's propelled them to being the best and the biggest independent artists out there, you understand? The same year they dropped Any Minute Now with Young Bane. I'm not gonna lie, I've never been the biggest Young Bane fan, if I'm honest. I think he's made a couple bangers, like I think it's Rihanna and some of them, but I would say that I liked Young Bane the most in 2018 when they dropped their collaboration tape. This is where we start breaking from the streets to the charts. Now, this charted at 14. So you can imagine now, they're really starting to build momentum and take over the playlist of everyone's Spotify and Apple Music. They're actually charting now. You had Gucci Mane, which literally hit the charts, the single charts for the first time for DBE. It went certified silver as well. Now fast forward to today, they've got over 100 million streams on that tape, and Gucci Mane is making up like a quarter of that because that was a banger of a song. And then they end the year with one of my personal favorites. I'm a nasty ass, I kiss every single body part she got, I'm still a G. Hey. But Nasty, when Nasty dropped, they were really speaking my language, guys. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, even though I put DBE on a big pedestal, I was talking what DBE talk about in their music years before DBE even was a thing. I ain't gonna lie to you, man was really flying that Bocat and flag and all that from young, bro. You get me? Like when everyone's telling you it's not cool, this, that, and the other, it's not cool to do this, or Ram was like, what? What, pleasure in things is not cool? Bro, man was flying that flag early in it. So when DB started coming up and then when Nasty dropped, I was like, rah, these men are really speaking my language, you know what I'm saying? They're actually, you know what I'm saying, talking about that, you get me? They're really talking that, they're talking that talk, and they were the first kind of artists to really, again, bring that sound, but bring that content and own it. As I said, man was really flying that flag early in it, but I'm just glad that they brought that sound to the mainstream, you feel me? That's an absolute banger of a rhythm, man, absolute banger. Nasty hit 35 in the UK single chart and got a certified silver plaque. So guys, deep it, independent, no backing. They've already got charting mixtapes. They've already got silver plaque singles. They've already got the streets. You could already say they've taken over the music scene already because they've got the streets, and that's the most important thing. But I suppose in order to take over the music scene, you got to do more. You got to do tours. You got to be consistent, and you got to hit the charts. And we're going to cover all that very shortly. Now, this is where we're introduced to Lil Pino as well, by the way. Now, guys, I remember Lil Pino is the third member of DBE, but with a lack of consistency and some legal troubles, he hasn't really kind of taken off as much as everyone else. But he's got some bangers though still, especially that Maya Mills one's kind of catchy there still. Now, guys, enter the biggest year in their career at the time, 2019. If you cast your minds back 4 years ago, when Kitchen Kings dropped, King up in the kitchen, I don't need no apron. Every other week I was catching cases, bro. When Kitchen Kings dropped, it was done. It was done. The streets was bumping that rhythm to the fullest. That one there was the catchiest. It was the bounciest. It was the most melodic. It was just cold, straight cold. In fact, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it when I'm editing this song, editing this video, man. I'm gonna play it still. Bang them. I'm just gonna have a DB session today still. Kitchen Kings to this day has 44 million views and it hit 16 on the singles charts. I believe it was their first platinum single in the UK. Guys, to get a platinum single is insane for anyone, especially a wave single. Now that was the main single, I believe, of Home Alone 1. Home Alone 1 is one of my personal favorite mixtapes in the UK ever. Home Alone 2 was very close. I don't know what one I prefer. Home Alone charted at 6, so we've got a top 10 now, you understand? And it went certified gold, over 100 million streams on Spotify. We then continue the momentum with PTSD, another cold mixtape. They had bangers on there like Playing for Keeps, Nookie. I didn't really bang Nookie like that, to be fair, but it was a popular song. Home Pussy, man, HP. Makes you feel, wait, what's it? Home Pussy makes you feel sane. They're about to killing me, bro. Literally, I had an old HP at the time still when that dropped, and yeah, man, she used to love being called my HP boy, I can't lie. PTSD charted at number 4, so you've now got 2 top 10s in the UK, and that was the highest at the time. But not only that, they then ended the year with a 3rd mixtape. Guys, Street Trauma came out on the 27th of December 2019. That's 3 mixtapes in 1 year. Who do you know who has done that? Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, when Street Trauma came out, I was thinking, bruh, let's take a breather in it. We were getting DBE overload at that time, I ain't gonna lie to you. But bro, you have to give them the credit. Who do you know that banged out 3 mixtapes in a year? All in quick succession. They were doing what Durkio did. They were just churning out tapes, churning out rhythms. And listen, you have to give them credit. But guys, that wasn't even the highlight of their year. They went on tour. Now this is why I say 2019 was when the takeover really started. You understand? They really had the scene by the balls. They've dropped 3 mixtapes. They've dropped Kitchen Kings and Home Alone, which went viral in the streets. Yeah, and in the charts, to be fair. But not only that, they went on their first tour. They went on a 15-day nationwide tour, and they sold out the O2 Academy in the Newcastle. Now, this is where I've got to give credit to Ride Music, because he makes a very good point. It's very difficult to sell this type of music up north. The music genre up there is indie, rock, and all these next things, you understand? It's not trap, rap, wave, you understand? So for them to go on a tour, right, that year, having already produced 3 mixtapes, or 2 at the time, is incredible. And to sell out the Academy in Newcastle up north is an amazing achievement, and it goes to show how far-reaching their influence was. They really took over the music scene through dedication and consistency. And remember, all while being independent. Who do you know that had 3 mixtapes, a tour, platinum singles, all while being independent, guys? Come on now. 2020 comes around, and obviously that's the year that C19 hit, and they dropped their album Blueprints. This is the debut Blueprint. Blueprint, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't as good as their previous mixtapes. But the point is, they hit 2nd on the charts. You feel me? So even when you got Bovid going on and all these next things, and the year's kind of depressing, they dropped a 29-song album, yeah, that went 2nd on the charts. That is incredible. You feel me? So again, the takeover is continuing. They are continuing the momentum from 2019 to 2020, dropping a 29-song tape, and they hit number 2 on the charts. Remember, guys, Young Az has been rapping for 10 years at this point, basically. But since 2017, millions and millions and millions and millions of views. Deep it, they're only going up. Every single's getting higher, every album's getting higher, and it culminates in Blueprint getting number 2 in the charts. 2021 onwards, this is where I'm gonna call this section of the video cementing their position. Because guys, from 2021 onwards, this confirmed to the world, this confirmed to anyone that doubted them, that they're here to stay and there's nothing that you can do about it, basically. You better get on board or get the hell out of the country, bro. I think 2020/2021, LB is the most improved music artist in the UK, period. That's a fact, by the way. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a very true person. I did not like LB at the start. I'm not gonna lie to you, because he weren't great, bro. In fact, back then he weren't even good. Forgive me, because he is cold now. Get LB on the hook all day. Get LB a verse all day. Even LB in that Rimsey rhythm with, was it K-Trap as well? LB, cold. He's versatile. He's got the melodies. He's got the bars. This is where LB is really coming into his own, 2020, 2021. This year is where Young Az drops his Daily Duppy, where he's actually showing them new plates that a man can rap. Like, if you know Young Az from way back, we've been known he can rap. He's I want him to go back to rapping just to drop a tape in it. As much as I love the wave sound, I want him to go back to rap so I can hear it again because he's cold, bro. So he drops his Dirty Duppy, and then they dropped Kevin McAllister with Lil Pino. Now Kevin McAllister, bruh, that one there had the streets bumping. Fam, I was even quoting them lyrics in Dubai last year, bruh.
That's light. Cruising in the lamb truck, smoking on runs.
This is the same year that they dropped Home Alone 2. Now I can't believe Home Alone 2 came out in 2021, guys. I can't believe it's already been nearly 2 years. Like, bro, what? Anyway, Home Alone 2 was amazing, and that then dropped at number 6 on the album charts. How they solidified their position is through collaborating with other hot people at the time. Central C in 2021 was already making extremely big waves. So when DBE and Central C came together for Overseas, guys, it's finished, isn't it? It's done. You got two of the hottest artists at the time collaborating together. We all wanted to see some sort of collaboration between them at some point, even though I wasn't really a Central C fan until November of 2022 still. So I'm a kind of, not a new plate Central C guy, but I wasn't really vibing with him too much until recently. But Central C gets all the credit in the world. And he actually dumped on Meeks' tape, that song with Meeks. He spun that first. So big up Central C. If you ain't seen my video on him recently, check out my video from a few weeks ago. That song with Central C went top 10, right? And it got number 8. 52 million views that's on right now. 52 million views that song is on right now, guys. How can you argue with the fact that you can't argue, they've taken over the thing, they took over. Bear in mind, this is 2020, this is 4 years after Trap House and them. Now they ended the year with another tour, and guys, this is where they solidified themselves as one of the biggest artists the UK has ever seen. Guys, they went on a tour for their album tour, Blueprint. I saw them at the O2. Who do you know in the UK that can sell out arenas, guys? They went from doing tours in 2019 and all that, to selling out Ali Pali twice, I think it was, or multiple times, to selling out the O2 Arena. Guys, I've seen Future in the O2, I've seen Kanye and Jay-Z at the O2, I've seen Kanye 3 times at the O2, I've seen The Weeknd, I've seen J. Cole, I've seen Kendrick, I've seen whoever you want. I'm seeing Chris Brown tomorrow at the O2, bro. Whoever you want, I've seen the biggest artists ever. I've seen Prince at the O2. No one can chat to me about my musical knowledge. I have seen so many artists fill out the O2. None in the UK, bro. The UK artists don't fill out the O2 Arena, bro. Future had only the bottom half open, not even the top half. Future, guys. If Future can't sell out the O2, do you know how mad it is that the DBE have? The people that sell out the O2 are your Weekends, your Kendricks, your J. Coles, your Breezes, you understand, your Beyoncés. They sell out arenas. UK artists do not sell out arenas. You have to understand how big this is. The O2 does not get sold out. Even when they sell out, they're still spotted gaps here and there. You know what I'm saying? And that's obviously going to be the case with DB here and there. There was maybe a 1 or 2 gap here, but bro, when you're selling out arenas, bro, come on, man. You bet, not just once. I think it was like multiple times. I think it's like twice or 3, 4 times now. I don't even know what it is now, but guys, this is how you know they have taken over the music scene, guys. They recently dropped Tears in My Memories, Allah, I keep it near me. So they're still dropping rhythms, they're still hot. But guys, let's conclude. D-Block Europe have taken over the UK music scene, and they did that with consistency and being authentic and not bending over and grabbing their ankles for record labels, you understand? What other artists can you compare them to musically who has achieved the same as them? They have charted, they've got the streets, they dropped multiple mixtapes that have been hugely successful and bred singles that have charted and things like that from them. Who do you know that can sell out the O2 multiple times and sell out Ali Pali multiple times? Guys, they can't be compared to any other UK artist out there with the same sound. They can't be. While you've got M Huncho, does the mad thing. I'm a big M Huncho fan. Big up Huncholini the first. Big up Hunch. Big up Nave Smalls. People always say, I get told that I look like him all the time. I'm like, bro, I'm the better looking version of him, but you know what I'm saying? But big up Nave, I'm a massive Nave Smalls fan. I have been since he's firing the booth. You've got Fumes. Again, he's got songs with Dirk, 2 bangers with Dirk. I love Young Fumes, but they can't be compared. Ads and LB took it to mad heights, guys. Yeah, you can talk about J Hus, you can talk about Skepta, you can talk about all these lot, but it's not the same sound, guys. It's not. You feel me? J Hus is another one that's is really done a mad thing in the music scene, but who can you really compare them to? You can't. So, guys, that's all I'm going to say on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a bit of a long video today. It took me quite a long time to research and film, so please like the video for me, hit the bell to be notified for me. Let me know your thoughts, man. Do you like LB? Do you like Young Az? Are you fans of D Block Europe? Let me know. If there's anyone else that you want me to do a bit of a deep dive on, please let me know, because I really do like this music kind of content as well and giving my spin on certain things. And yeah, man, big up Blue Bar all the time. Yeah, I'll see you lot tonight for Love Island. Peace.